we're going to make a drum part. So you should have opened the assignment. It already has Oh When the Saints already done, so you can have to type it out again for the third time. And we're going to create a drum part. So we're going to learn some basic drum beats today. The first thing that you should do is add a drum set. So go to Manage Instruments and add instrument. It's down in Unpitched Percussion. There's one called Drum Sets, which is probably set right there. And hit enter, and here's our drum set part. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a basic hi-hat part. The hi-hat is the cymbal that goes together like this next to the snare drum. And we're just going to be real simple about it, and we're going to add that in. So you're going to use quarter notes. And a hi-hat, the note for hi-hat is the one right up on the top. Okay? That's when you hit the hi-hat. So we're going to do this. This is when you close it with your foot. So just a single extra beat. So there's another one. So that's the very, very basic beat. We do that all the way through. Oh, I lost a note here at the beginning. Let's fix it. Okay, so I'm going to just copy and paste this for a few measures here so you can hear what it sounds like. Oops, let me select it. I'm just going to go a couple of measures. All right, so we've got this going on. So that it's kind of boring, right? Not much going on. So let's add a bass drum to that. The bass drums like to live on beat one, the first beat of the measure. To start off with, that's going to work just fine. The bass drum is the space right here on the bottom, and we're just going to add that to the beginning here. Oops. Okay, so now our beat is even a little bit more interesting. Now to that, we're going to add a snare drum. So the snare drum responds to the bass drum by being in between it. So we're going to put the snare drum right here on the third space up. Now we have a really simple drum beat. Okay. Let me fix this wrong. Okay. Why did it eliminate this? Okay. So now I have my basic drum beat started. Now, obviously, this doesn't really work here at the beginning. There's a drum starting before the pickups. So I can actually delete this and just start with silence like this. And maybe to make the drums sound a little bit more impressive when they start, maybe I'll make this a crash instead of a hi-hat. So now we've got this going on. So there's these long notes like this. Maybe that's a good place to put a crash every time. I don't know. Let's try that. Okay, I don't like it. Okay, now you can make your hi-hat part a little bit more interesting by adding an eighth note. So if I click, let's say on this one right here, when I turn it to an eighth note, I can add another hi-hat right there. So let's copy and paste that and see what that sounds like. There we go. Okay, so now a little bit fancier drum beat. And I'm just going to kind of keep doing that until this measure. This is kind of the halfway point. So we're going to put a drum fill in here just to be interesting. We got this long note going on. There's nothing happening. I'm going to put my basic one in there. And I'm going to add 3 eighth notes there just to get it up there. So something to give it a try here. So I'm going to change this and put one there, and I want to put one here too. So I'm going to change that to an eighth note, and I'm going to add another sample in there. So now I've got this going. And maybe we put this first one I did here. Okay. And then let's just do this for the end. All right, cool. The whole thing's done. Let's listen. All right, the only thing I don't like is my drum fill is kind of in the wrong place, I think. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it. I'm going to move these two. Move these two over one. So I'm going to place them right here. And then I'm going to just make this a regular measure. Okay, so now 9 is that. See, these 3 eighth notes line up with these 3 notes in the melody. Let's see if that works a little better. Yeah, I think that works a lot better, don't you? Okay, now it's okay to be a little bit more creative with your drum part, but for now, I only want you to use the bass drum, the snare drum, and these 2 cymbals. Don't go crazy. Don't start using all the tom-toms yet. Get used to making the basic pattern where the bass drum's on the first beat and the snare drum's on the second beat. So now you can open up the O in the Saints assignment, and you can go ahead and try to put your own drum part in based on the one you just saw here.